What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I just got to the shop and I wanted to start.
Just edit.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I just got to the shop and today I wanted to talk about street tuning, specifically with Hondata S300, and why I feel that it's a good option if you don't have a dyno close by or you just can't afford a dyno tune at the time. So this is going to be a basic tutorial, kind of walking you guys through the process, and I'm sure I'll miss some stuff, but I just wanted to give you some of the stuff that I've learned along the way, and let's get started. Alright, so to start, this is my car. If you're not familiar with it or new to the channel, it is a D15 bottom end with a D16 Z6 head, and then I got a big ol' whole set HY35 turbo on there. It's a basic Vitara turbo build, nothing too crazy. I got this car together about a year ago, and I reached out to my buddy Daniel, who is my tuner, and he helped me get this thing up and going. He is based out of Washington, and he actually tunes for a large shop there, Kaizen Speed, and he is super knowledgeable, and I'm going to drop his Instagram down in the description below. So definitely hit him up for all your guys' Turbo Civic stuff. He does a lot of other platforms, GM. Yeah, just go hit him up and have him give you an awesome street tune. So some things that you got to keep in mind with these older OBD1 cars is that you do not have a knock sensor. So you are limited with a street tune. All you can do to protect yourself against possible pre-ignition or detonation is to take spark plug readings, and then obviously have your tuner be knowledgeable enough to have a good baseline or a safe place to start with ignition timing. I'm not going to get too in detailed with that. I do recommend going online and doing as much research as you can. What I did was I went to Evans Tuning. It's similar to HP Academy, and they have a bunch of videos on there, and it kind of walks you through everything. I think I paid like $50 for 1 month, and I sat down and I watched all the videos that I could and just kind of got up to speed with the tuning process. So that will help you guys out a lot if you just do your due diligence and get all the information that you can before you try to go into something like this, because chances are you are going to run into some issues and it's going to be on you to troubleshoot them. So that is one downside of street tuning, is it does rely on you to fix any issues that you encounter. On the plus side, you're going to discover all those issues off the dyno, so you're not going to be paying for any type of repairs or troubleshooting, like say your wastegate's not working properly. You're going to know all of that before you even take the car to a dyno if you have it street tuned. Alright, so something else I want to talk about is the difference between dyno tuning and street tuning. I'm sure I'm going to have some guys that are like, oh, you're never going to make as much power with a street tune as a dyno tune. You know, that is correct to a certain degree. You are able to find maximum brake torque timing on a dyno a lot easier than you can on the street by reading your spark plugs. But this method is a lot cheaper and you can get it pretty dang close. And I wanted to keep my build fairly reliable anyways, and I'm only running about 10 pounds right now, and it's just something that I wanted to do to get the car up and going. And eventually I will have this thing on a dyno, E85, and be going for that maximum torque or horsepower number. But for a lot of you guys, this is going to be a way to go. Like I said, if you don't have the money for a dyno tune, or you just don't have a dyno close by. Alright, so now that we've gone over my setup and a little bit about the difference between dyno tuning and street tuning, let's talk about the number one thing that you are going to need to tune the car. Alright, it's a little dark, but right there, going to need a wideband. I know that seems like common sense for most of us, but you know some of these Honda guys. So once you get your wideband installed, it does have to be installed through your ECU so that Hondata can read it. Go on Hondata's website and they will have instructions on how to do that. I'm not going to be going over that in this video, but just know that you have to read it, be able to see it through the software. That way your tuner, whoever you use, like I said, I recommend my guy Dan. But whoever you end up using, they're going to need to see that wideband reading. So now that we've gone over that, let's jump on the old laptop and I'll show you guys some stuff. Alright, so now we are on the laptop. I got it plugged in to my Hondata through the USB cable, and I'm just going to go ahead and open up SManager. This is the software that Hondata uses. Again, I'm not going to go over install. You can go on Hondata's website and they have some detailed instructions. So once we're in here, your guys' probably won't look like this if it's your first time opening up SManager. These were some gauges that my tuner recommended that I display on screen here. And then down here is where your fuel table and ignition table is going to be. And then on the left here is like pretty much all your sensors. So let's go ahead and open up an existing calibration. Again, well, if this is your first time, this is actually going to come, this base map is going to be emailed to you by your tuner. So go ahead and open this up. Find your tune. I've got a bunch of revisions. This is my latest one, so we'll go ahead and open this one up. So click open. Boom, and then you can see I got my high-speed fuel table, low-speed fuel table. The difference between these two are basically non-VTEC, VTEC, and then same thing with the ignition. This is your high cam, and this is your low cam. Alright, so now that we got the tune uploaded, if this is your first time starting the vehicle, something that I recommend is downloading TeamViewer, and it basically allows another individual, say your tuner, to access your computer. That way they can remotely operate your computer and they can get into SManager and make any necessary changes real time in here. Another great thing about that is they have control of your computer. You don't have to sit here and try to do everything that they're telling you to do. So I recommend that for the first start. That way you can either pull fuel real quick or add fuel. That way you know, you're not risking damaging your engine. Alright, so now that we've uploaded our tune to SManager, we're going to go key on, and you're going to see some of these this arrow and this lightning bolt, all this stuff's going to light up. So key on, fuel pump primes, and now we can update changes to the ECU. So when you hit this arrow, it's going to upload whatever tune you have in down here. So let's go ahead and do that. Upload the latest revision. So let's just say that hypothetically this is our first time starting the vehicle. What we're going to do is we're going to click Start Stop Data Logging, and then you got this record button. So this is going to record all of the data log when you click it. So let's go ahead and click it. Now we're recording. You can see these numbers, and you can see the values kind of changing a little bit, my map changing. So let's do a start and then record a data log. All right, so you can see your RPM, manifold pressure, air to fuel right here is reading. Like I said, that's probably your most important thing to get set up before you start. So yeah, let's go key off and then take a look at the data log. All right, so to open up a data log, we're just gonna go click on data log, load, and then I've got a bunch down here, but this is the one that we just took from today. So we'll go ahead and open that up. And then it's not going to display until you hit this this graph window here. So click on that. And then you can change a lot of this stuff. I'm not going to get into that. But basically just scroll over. You can see your air to fuel ratio up here. This is your short-term fuel trim, long-term trim. Again, your tuner is the only one who really needs to be familiar with that stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much how you read a data log. Kind of come through here. We're just at idle, so you can just see that, you know, we're at like 1100 RPMs. But let's go ahead and close out of that. So yeah, it's pretty much just going to be a back and forth process between you and your tuner, and you're going to start with getting the idle squared away, and then you're going to roll into tuning the main fuel table, just doing some light throttle, driving around, getting the fuel dialed in, and then after that, then you can start getting into light pulls where you're barely starting to touch boost, or if you're not turbo, just hitting those higher RPMs. Just a little bit, and then eventually you'll get into those wide open throttle pulls. So when you send logs to your tuner, which if you have a good tuner, they're going to explain a lot of this stuff that I've covered, but you're basically going to open up, you're going to have to send them your most recent calibration along with the data log. So wherever it's saved in your computer, I have mine pop up in the recent files here. But say I was going to send this data log in an email. Where is it? Like if I were to share this or send the file in an email, I would also have to include my most recent revision, which is this one right here. So now that we covered that, let's go out and do a pull. So we made it over to the freeway or highway, whatever you want to call it, and I got the laptop in the passenger seat here. I'm just going to go ahead and start data logging. I am pulled over, so, and I got the GoPro on my head, so I'm trying to be as safe as possible here. And then once you do that, I'll just go ahead and start recording. That way I don't have to mess with it once I'm, you know, at wide open throttle. So we'll just go ahead and start recording right now, and we can go do a pull. operating temp, so no need to worry about that. All right, let's get it. All right, so we're back on the laptop. Got SManager open again. Go ahead and go to data log, load, do the most recent one, which is that poll we just did, and graph. And then you can see this was all the driving that we did before the poll. And then you can see the RPMs right here shoot up. And then this green is my throttle position sensor, so it's all the way up, 100%. And then, yeah, this will just give you all your information. So just kind of scroll through here, you can check things out. And then this is, again, what you're going to be sending your tuner. And that's pretty much the process. So I'm going to log out of my computer and close this video out. All right, so that's pretty much all I got for you guys for this video. I just wanted to go over a quick walkthrough on how to e-tune your Hondata S300, meaning sending the logs to your tuner and then him sending you the revisions and then being able to upload those revisions into your ECU. So this wasn't meant to be a how to tune Hondata S300. I still myself am by no means a tuner. I've just gotten familiar enough with the software that I feel comfortable to make slight changes with fueling, and then for the big stuff like timing, I go by what my tuner says, which is Dan. And again, reach out to him for any tuning needs with Hondata S300 or K-Pro. The guy has a huge knowledge base and knows his stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.